Hi guys, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, hi there, my name's Emma and welcome. So before I start today, I just want to say a few things. It has been raining where I am, so if it starts raining again and you can hear that, I'm sorry, I don't control the weather. It just kind of does what it wants to do. Another thing, I'm pretty sure earlier on the kids next door were performing an exorcism. So if it sounds like someone's dying, they might be. But I'm also not really going to intervene because I don't do exorcisms. I'm not religious. I don't partake in such things. So yeah, not going to get involved. If they want to go and die, that's fine. They can go and do that in their own time. It's cool. It's whatever. Anyway, back to the topic of this video, which I haven't even really discussed yet. So, I think it's been about 9 months since I last posted a video, which is pretty piss poor on my behalf. I should be doing better than that. Yeah, I don't really have words to describe it. I haven't actually thought out how to English this video, so yeah, I don't know that it's actually going to be very good. I'm just going to give it a go. Who cares? Who's going to sue me for trying? No one, that's who. Anyway, I kind of wanted to touch base on that and touch base on why I haven't posted in such a long time and what's been going on in my life since then. So I'll start with why I think, anyway, I haven't posted in a while. And I think that, hold on, I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure if I was going to. You know that feeling that you get in your nose where you feel like you might sneeze, but you also don't know whether or not you will? That was it. So I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but it was, yeah, cool. I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to continue. That's right. Right. Okay. So what was I saying? Right. I think the very simple, basic answer of why I haven't posted in a while is because I've been busy. And in a way, I don't really like that excuse because that's kind of what it is. It's an excuse and it's very generic. Everyone gets busy in their life. You know, everyone's lives get busy. That's what happens. In my life, last year I was studying full time and I was working part time to be able to support myself, and that was a lot. It was quite a lot, and I was taking on as much shifts as I could, and I was working whenever I could. There were times where I would be on campus, go to work at night, go back on campus the next day. It was really hectic, and one of my friends was getting really angry with me. She was like, "You're burning yourself out. This is not good for you. You need to calm the shit down." And she got really persistent with me to stop burning the candle at both ends. And yeah, about the middle of the year, I kind of had to take a look at my life and what I was doing and how I wasn't really coping emotionally and mentally, and I needed to fix something. So I did end up having to deal with that. But I think me putting everything into studying and work, I think that was really rolling over into other aspects of my life. So I wasn't really going out and spending time with friends very much. I was tired all of the time. Like when I wasn't studying or working, I was sleeping. And even when I woke up, I would still feel tired. I was just absolutely exhausted. And, you know, I didn't have a sleep schedule. I didn't have a specific time where I would go to bed, sleep for 8 hours, wake up. It was basically just whenever I got a spare minute, I would go to sleep. And, you know, sometimes that would be for an hour. Sometimes it would be a bit longer, but I had absolutely no schedule there. And this was really affecting the other aspects of my life, and that included YouTube videos. So when I would get the chance to sit down and film a video, a lot of times I would sit down, I would film it, and I would get halfway through and then I'd be like, I don't really know where this is going. I don't know how to finish this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I would just stop filming and kind of give up a little bit. There are other times I'd film a whole video and then I would sit down at the end and I would watch it over and I would just look at it and go, I don't really think I like this, and I would just delete it. So I was really struggling with the whole process of getting from point A, being I have an idea, I'm going to film this, to point B of uploading the video. So I think because it's been so long, I've been out of that getting from point A to point B for so long. I just need to kind of minimize how far that point is. Like how far the distance between point A and point B. I need to try and minimize it as much as possible just so I can get into doing it again, and then I can focus on actually making somewhat semi-good videos, kind of ish. I'll try. I'll give it a good go. So this video today, kind of, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just sitting down and filming it and telling you guys about my life, because why the fuck not? Who's gonna stop me? No one. No one. That's who, 'cause I'm an adult. I tell myself that anyway. I tell myself that all the time. I'll go and buy ice cream from my Coles, my local Coles. I'll just go out to them and I'll buy some ice cream and I'll be like, who's gonna stop me? No one. That's who, because I'm an adult. And I had continued to tell myself this for a very long time. It's probably not a great thing. Anyway, moving on. I did just want to say, on that note of me trying to minimize that distance of point A to point B and just get a video uploaded, just try and make it easier on myself. Because of that, this video will probably have minimal to no editing, because that was one of my big downfalls, was me sitting down, working on a video, and then ending up hating it. So I'm trying to kind of get myself out of that hole I've dug myself into, and this video is a little bit stressful, I guess. People say the first time you do something, it's the hardest, because that's where you're actually making that choice to do something. But once you've gotten over that, it becomes easier to continue doing it. So my first video, the one that I first posted, was the hardest because I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, I didn't know how people were going to respond or what was going to happen with it, you know, whether I would end up feeling bad about it or not, whether it would affect my mental state in like a positive or a negative way. I didn't really know what was going to happen with it. And this one, because I haven't posted a video in such a long time, I wouldn't say it's the exact same feeling as the first one, but it has got that stress behind it of, oh my god, I haven't done this in such a long time. Is it going to affect me negatively? Not at all. Positively? What is going to happen? You know, so that's kind of what's going through my head. And I figure I just need to break those thoughts by posting a video, because once a video is posted, the thoughts, there's no what if. It's this is happening, this has happened. So I'm just trying to get that under control. A few things did happen last year that I guess it did affect my mental state a little bit. So I talked about this in one of my previous videos. Last year, one of my dogs passed away at the start of the year. About 4 months after she passed away, my grandfather passed away. And then about a month after he passed away, my other dog passed away. So at the end of this whole process, I was dogless and grandfatherless, and it was a weird feeling. So I actually, through this process, I realized a lot about myself and how I handled death, because I got it in my head that I wasn't allowed to fear death. I wasn't allowed to let it affect me negatively. I wasn't allowed to be sad and confused and all of that. And it ended up with basically me being more confused about it. So that was something that I had to work through. And I don't really want to talk about it a whole lot today because it's kind of depressing. So we're going to move on and talk about something a bit happier. Last year, I was studying to be a vet nurse. And in December of last year, I graduated as a qualified vet nurse. So I'm now a registered vet nurse. I've registered myself, paid that fee. That was pretty sad coming out of my bank account. That was already looking pretty sad. But it's done. I'm registered. And even more exciting, I have a job as a full-time vet nurse. I'm ecstatic over it because it took a very, very long time to actually get to that point, to actually go from being graduated and qualified and actually able to do this to getting given the opportunity to prove myself. That's a bit of a shitty thing about the industry itself, is when you're a vet nurse, what I've noticed where I live anyway, when you're a vet nurse and you're like a baby vet nurse, you've just graduated, it's really hard to get a job straight off the bat because most people aren't looking for a baby vet nurse. They're looking for an experienced nurse. And that does become very difficult, and for a while it did affect my mental health because I started wondering if it was something that I was doing wrong. And it was really difficult. It was really difficult getting rejected. It was really difficult going through that whole process. I got to the point where I just accepted the fact that every email I got regarding applications that I'd put out was a rejection, was a, we're not looking for you. You're not right for us. And 99% of the time that was correct. They weren't looking for me. So that was a big thing. But then I was given the opportunity to go in for an interview and prove myself. And I did that. And the next day I got a call back and they said, would you still like to have the position? I was like, hell yeah, like, be an idiot if I said no. And they told me that I wouldn't, so I got this call on a Thursday. They told me that I wouldn't start the next Monday to come, but the following Monday after that. So I had a week and a half to get ready to start my new job. Now, that does sound like a fair bit of time, but here's the kicker, and here's where my life has actually really changed over the past month. The kicker is the job that I applied for was 600 kilometers away from where I was living at that point in time. So where I was living at that point in time, I'm no longer living there anymore, if you haven't figured it out. So I moved 600 kilometers away to be where I am now, to do the job that I love. And it was a big move. I probably do want to do a video on it later because there was a whole lot around it. There was a whole lot that went into it, and my whole family have been absolutely amazing with this. And honestly, I want to talk about how amazing they are because they are some of the most beautiful people I could ever have in my life. They've been freaking terrific. They've been so supportive of me. They've told me time and time again how proud they are of me. And I can't stress enough how nice it is to have a supportive family. I don't know what I would do without my family the way that they are. that was absolutely amazing. Anyway, I moved. It was a big move. It was very stressful beforehand because I was starting to realize there were certain things that were going to change a lot, and it felt really crazy to me that everything was going to change in a matter of a week. Everything about my life was going to change from this one decision that I was making. Like, I accepted a job offer, and then everything else about my life was going to change. My living circumstances, how I feel about the area that I live in. You know, I've moved to a completely different area. Where I was living before was near the coast. It was a very big place. I've now moved to a place that's quite secluded. It's very small. It's basically almost outback. Like, it's not technically outback, but if I was to go outside of where I'm currently living, it'd be outback. No matter where I went, it'd be outback. That's a big change, but it's actually something that I really think has worked to my advantage, and I think it's something that I really needed. And as I said before, it was an opportunity that I was given that I knew was going to happen when I took that opportunity. When I saw the advertisement for it, I got an email back about 12 hours later asking if I would like to come in for an interview and if I would be happy to relocate. And when that happened, I knew that this was going to be the circumstances of me moving away. And this was going to be the circumstances of me accepting this one offer. And it's changed my life entirely. And I mean, at the same point, you know, a part of me does feel bad because I look at the people that were in my class last year. These people, I worked alongside them for a year, and I had no choice but to trust these people because we were a team. These were my team members. We were like a family. And, you know, I say that I had no choice but to trust them, but it wasn't really a choice. They were amazing people, and I would absolutely trust them if they were given the opportunity to work at any clinic, anywhere. And to me, it's really sad that they haven't been given that opportunity, and a big portion of that lies on the experience that they don't have because they're new graduates. And even if they go out and volunteer, the places that are asking for experienced nurses, they don't technically want volunteers. And look, I could go on about this all day, literally all day. So I won't, because otherwise it's going to turn into a huge video. But I guess this video itself, everything that's happened to me over the past 9 months, it's given me a lot of ideas for stuff that I do want to talk about on future YouTube videos. And if you're watching this and there was anything that you kind of liked, you know, what I said, whether it be me talking about death, because who doesn't want to talk about death? I've also realized something. Me being a vet nurse means my sense of humor is as dark as my clothes. I am also used to seeing stuff like blood and pus and surgery and blah, 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 that apparently other people find disgusting. Now, I think this is really weird. Who thinks that blood and pus and surgery is gross? I don't. Apparently, other people do. So, apparently, if I go over this stuff, you guys need to tell me to shut the fuck up, because apparently it's, like, not appropriate or something. I don't know. I thought that talking about gross things at the dinner table was what normal families did. Apparently, it's not. So, yeah, tell me to shut up if I go too far. A lot of the times I actually don't realize it because I don't see it as gross and disgusting. I'm like, haha, that's pretty cool. Let's keep going on with my day. And it doesn't really faze me. So I kind of forget to think that this stuff would faze other people. So tell me if I do go too far, because I need someone to yell at me every now and again. It's the fact of life. Still got my finger up. We were talking about death, because who doesn't want to talk about death? I already said that. Talk about, I don't know, my move. I do want to discuss that because it was a huge thing, and it actually did play a lot into my mentality, and it's had a huge, an absolutely massive role in my life. So I definitely want to discuss that later, sometime, whenever, whatever. I don't know. If there's anything else, just like tell me. I can't think right now. I haven't actually planned this at all. But if you did like this video, you can like it, subscribe, follow me on my YouTube, Instagram, which is emmarose_YouTube, and just like, but also don't really get your hopes up either, because my track record isn't great. I will see you guys next time, which will hopefully be in less than another 9 months. And yeah, I was going to say don't do anything I wouldn't do, but that's not good advice. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now because I don't know what I'm doing. So I will probably make dinner and sit down and watch SpongeBob in bed. That is a good idea. Make dinner, sit down, watch SpongeBob in bed. Do that. And go to the shops and buy more coffee, because I'm probably also going to do that if they're still open, which I actually don't know if they are or not. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!